Hey guys, one of the biggest decisions that van builders have is whether to go with a fixed bed or a convertible bed, one that converts during the daytime to a seating area for sitting or dining or what have you. Now we decided to go with a fixed bed and we actually built a floating bed. So the reasons that we decided to go with a fixed bed were, firstly, we didn't want the hassle of having to make up the bed every night when we were ready to go to sleep and then pull it back down to a seating area every day. And secondly, what was really important to us and why our bed is so high up is...
Dun, dun, dun. We designed our whole van around our toys, our bikes, which can be easily accessible, and our kites, which are both on sliders, easily accessible for setup and ease of storage. What's more, the floating bed allowed us heaps of extra storage either side, reason being we don't have a whole bunch of framework. Okay guys, so we were faced with the challenge of the bed frame and where to attach it to. For the most part, or most builds, it's easy because the bed frame would fix into this main beam in a sprinter beam. Because we've got bikes and all our toys, we couldn't do that. We had to raise it, but it was still very challenging, very difficult to kind of figure it all out. So gone with 3mm strapping, aluminium strapping, and look, I must admit there have been little doubts in my mind whether it was going to be strong enough, but we have dry tested using one of the score bar beams. So this is how it all is going to marry in. If you can imagine 1, 2, 3, 4 beams going across. And we've tested our combined weights of 140 kg on one beam has proved to be more than integral, so that was good to know. So what I've got here is a vertical here. We're able to tee straight into this vertical structure of the van itself, and I guess this is probably the only one in question. You'll notice it looks a bit floppy, but what's going to happen is we're going to have a packer in here, and then of course if you can imagine the wall on top of that, and everything pulling in, and it's going to be stronger again. So we're not going to get this movement at all. Just tech screw, we've got 30mm tech screws combined with 20mm bolts and lock nuts. We don't want those to rattle loose, so they won't. There and there. Same on the other side. You're not going to see all this obviously. So on this, if you can imagine, all you're going to see is the score bar bracket, holding bracket, which will be RIVNUTted. We've got 50mm bolts. We'll go through and torque into RIVNUTs.
Today we're doing a bit of measuring up just to make sure that we've got our bed frame okay. We've got the bike tray here. Now we're still actually waiting for the drawer slides to arrive. So what we've done today is we've just put the bike tray in position. We're going to pop Nigel's bike on and then make sure that we have enough room for the score bar poles which are going to be to support our bed. So Nigel's just fixing the bike into position now.
So that's obviously going to go like that. And then we need to work out how high to have that crossbeam. So we'd have the score bar there. Does that look like it's going to clear the seat?
No way.
No way?
Well, hard to determine because
I reckon it probably would. But yeah, it's hard to know Well, that's based on the measurements. If our measurements were right, we would double check those. To the bottom, that was from there. Yeah. Just hold, do that again for me. Let's hold, measure that.
We're in a little bit of danger of the storm, so we've had to kind of close up the van and batten down the hatches a little bit. But we have this steel strapping in for the bed frame. Nigel's sweating up a storm, but he's done a great job here. And we have one of the score bars in. Tell us what's going on here, Nigel.
Okay, so after much deliberation and remeasuring, and we've got the 3mm strapping. And to gain the height that we need for the bed frame, we've had to add a piece of strapping here. Okay, so we're going to start with the pilot hole, so that with a small drill, make sure that the rib nuts are going to be exactly where we need them. And then we can go up and gauge. I'm choosing to go with stepping up 3 steps to the third and last, which is close to the diameter of the rib nut that I've got in my tools, my drills. You obviously don't want to go too fat, otherwise the rib nut won't grab. So this one's pretty snug.
And why that piece of wood there?
And a piece of wood there, obviously I don't want to drill through the van. Next, rib nut tool. Just enough to show a couple of threads, no more, otherwise we'll risk overdoing it. And then our 50mm screws are going to go through the bracket, through the cavity, through the spacer, and through the wall into the rib nut. Alright, so we've made a packer, and we simply just need to Sikaflex it into place so it doesn't move on us prior to putting in the wall. So I've used the Forstner drill bit to locate a couple of holes so that the packer fits neatly over the 4 bolts that we have there. And then we've also drilled through good large size holes so that, and we'll just put it into place now. This is the assistance. So that if the camera can see through to the rib nuts, and then we've just got a hole there for the third one. Then the places where the 50mm screws are going to go through. So that's all looking good. All the holes are visible. Now we can just tape that into place, so it doesn't move. Oh, she's drying. Good old trusty duct tape.
Because
if you can't duck it, eat. Isn't that what they say?
Nothing.
Some of the things I've seen duct taped. Alright, so from where we last left you, we've got to the point where we're getting pretty close to getting the frame in. We had to put this packer in. It's a 15mm, and so that'll take up the slack in the cavity between the aluminium support and the wall. We've taken measurements. We're using the rear of the van as a datum point to get the location of, we only need the middle hole of each of the 4 brackets, and with the object being that once we've got the wall on, we've got our measurements, I'll be able to drill through the wall to get to this point here, then superimposing the template on the wall, we can then locate the other 2 holes on each of the 4, and then screw the score bar brackets in. Alright, so we can run our chalk line to measure where the brackets are going for the score bar. We could use a straight edge here, but the straight edge pencil mark is really hard to get off, so thanks, see, hold that. Nice and easy, hold that to the mark. Give it a flick, and there's our line, easy. It'll wash off with soap and water. We need the measurements for this side.
So the first one is 60.
60, isn't it? And we figured out from the batten which is going to be there.
And 1796.
96.
Now we have to attach the score bar brackets onto the wall,
So close.
and they have to meet up with the RIVNUTs that are on the other side of the wall.
Right.
So we took some measurements, and now we're just drilling through the wall.
Look at that.
And look at that.
This is actually quite exciting because there's been a lot of deliberation getting to this point now where we now trying to locate the RIVNUTs to attach these score bar brackets, and with an element of I'm not going to say good fortune, we were really precise about it. We managed to get the first one within like 2 millimeters, or maybe even a millimeter, but that's how precise you have to be to line up the threads without drilling massive holes obviously in the wall, which we wanted to avoid.
So where we're at now with the bed is that we have put all of these brackets on the wall. They're attached through to the RIVNUTs, which are on the other side of the wall, on that strapping that Nigel put on there. And the next step is that we're going to put the score bar beams across from one side to the other, and then the bed platform on top of that. And that's as simple as it is. So we can literally put the bed in and take it out now within about 5 minutes. But the bed's awesome, and yeah, I can sit up, no problems. It's really awesome. The bike fits underneath, so we're super duper happy. So there you have it, our floating bed and how we built it. So if you've enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you've got any questions, drop a comment down below, and please consider subscribing to our channel. And don't forget to hit the bell so you'll be notified next time we upload a video. Thanks for watching.
Cheers.